Gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government.
Nobody will be safe if not everybody is vaccinated.
Are you vaccinated, if I
Yes.
may ask?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very pro-vaccination.
Yeah.
I believe the science is unequivocal.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, just think of sensors planted into our brains.
Basically implanted in your skull. So, but it would be flush with your skull. So you basically take out a chunk of skull, put the Neuralink device in there. You put the electrode, you'd insert the electrode threads very carefully into the brain.
It doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you if you take a genetic editing.
It's a fusion of the physical, the digital, and the biological world. That's really the essence of the fourth industrial revolution.
A merger with biological intelligence and machine intelligence.
An effort for man to merge with machine in a healthy way.
Yes.
To beat machines, you basically have to merge with machines.
Most likely, yeah.
If you put a king in the circus doesn't look like a palace. The king looks like a clown. Ooh, okay, nailed it. Come on, write that down. Say it right now. You put a king in a circus, the circus doesn't look like a palace. No? What it look like? The king looks like a clown. Damn, got him!
I run off batteries, literally, and I don't have a pulse.
And these are the batteries, and if they fail, you're unfortunately toast because both of these patients have an electric heart. It is basically a pump that keeps blood flowing if the heart is failing. We use it temporarily as they wait for a heart transplantation.
Deep State. Deep State is the state of Israel. You know that now, right? Who controls our media? Who controls the swamp in Congress with all the lobbyist groups? Who controls our education system? Who controls our court system? Suing the hell out of anybody who doesn't stand with them. Who controls our police? And then who controls the protesters against the police? Who controls the war machine in our foreign policy? Who controls who we go to war with and who we give free money to? Deep State is the Israeli state. And it's pretty obvious now and pretty freaking ridiculous. Because now they're getting out of control and they're driving this country to the ground. And they're controlling the Democrat and Republican Party. And we gotta stop falling for their tricks and see them for who they are. Because this stuff has gotta end before it ends us.
What are we doing? Shame on all of you who don't speak up against the genocide! Senators, when are you going to stop bombing babies in Gaza? Veterans are committing suicide and are homeless. My father, a veteran, committing suicide.
I don't understand why Israel ever gave it up. Israel owned it. It wasn't this man, so I can say it. He wouldn't have given it up. I know him very well. There's no way. They took oceanfront property and they gave it to people for peace. How did that work out? Not good.
They want to enslave your child, your wife, your mother. There isn't anything that you ever had. There isn't anything that you own. There isn't any right that you possess that they're not planning on taking away. Sheeple. Your sheeple. And your children are going to be slaughtered if you go along with the program. It's time to wake the town and tell the sheeple. We are being led like sheep to the slaughter. What is the purpose? A new world order. The United States of America is controlled by this evil archy. They control the money system. They control the State Department. They control the presidency.
So they have a plan to give us a new age world global occultic religion. They're going to have been deceived so greatly that they'll actually think it's something good. In fact, the whole New Age movement, the New World Order crowd is telling people that the 666 mark of the beast is the most elite thing that could ever happen to them.
No cash. Cashless society. It's ready to go. Disease could be created. In essence, this is what he was saying.
We have new strains of virtually everything that's drug resistant or drug free.
I'm not worried about the old diseases. I'm worried about the ones that they create to bring down the population of the world. They simply want to exterminate them. But that they consider them to be useless eaters.
Words are very important to the Illuminati. These things are manufactured purposely for a purpose. And so I'm saying that there is something organized and directed, and it's here in this country.
Future shocker biochip. And this is what Anthony showed you earlier, a biochip. That's an injectable computer chip, an economic mark in the back of our right hands or in our foreheads.
You've got a choice. You can join in this fight, or you can die as a slave.
Today is an opportunity for Anne and Bill to have a conversation through our brain decoding.
We just trained some new models yesterday.
The device is an electrocorticography grid, which is attached to a pedestal, which is screwed onto the participant's skull. Anne is the very first person to have this combination.
I think you are wonderful.
Her facial muscles, and that's what we're able to decode into speech. Hey Anne, how's it going?
It is good to see you.
I was thinking about running to the store.
What time will you be home?
In about an hour.
Do not make me laugh.
Why should avoid standing near operating excavators and big machines? Standing near excavators and big machines is extremely dangerous. Operators have limited visibility due to blind spots, and sudden movements can occur without warning. High noise levels further mask any alerts or shouts, increasing the risk of accidents. To ensure safety, always follow regulations, use spotters, and employ technological aids like cameras and sensors. Stay alert and maintain a safe distance from operating machinery to protect yourself and the operators. In a recent incident, a woman was fortunately rescued without serious injury, highlighting the importance of these precautions. Always prioritize safety to prevent accidents and injuries on site.
What in the world is going on? Israel's security problem on its border is 50 miles to the south. What's an Israeli army doing here in Beirut? The answer is that we are now dealing with an imperial Israel, which is solving its problems in someone else's country. World opinion be damned.
I said that the West really doesn't understand militant Islam. So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center.
It's 1900. There's the fear of the great manure catastrophe. In Manhattan, which is not a large place, there were horses, and horses do what they do. You feed them, they poop. The poop goes in the street, and the people's whole job was to clean up the manure. Now what do you do with it? You bring it to another place, and it makes a pile. Then somebody else comes in with multiple horse-drawn carriages to haul the manure out of the island. But those horses that are hauling the manure, they are pooping. Okay, so if you run the arithmetic on this, people imagine the manure catastrophe. And so there was a lot of visioneering discussion about what to do about the horse poop or the flies. So they said, let's put something in the feed so that when it comes out as poop, the flies will not be attracted to it. Because that was one of the health issues. How do you get rid of the flies? Then another one was, what can we feed the horse to reduce the amount of poop that comes out the other side? The actual solution was the car.
One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough, if they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly and with open eyes go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we will also have a peaceful environment. But our number one enemy is ignorance. And I believe that is the number one enemy of everyone, is not understanding what is actually going on in the world. It's only when you start to understand that you can make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance? Well, those organisations that try to keep them secret, and those organisations which distort true information to make it false, misrepresentative. In this latter category, it is bad media. It really is my opinion that the media in general are so bad, we have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether. There's some very, very fine journalists, and we work with many of them, and some fine media organisations, but the vast majority are awful and are so distortive to how the world actually is. That the result is we see wars and we see corrupt governments continuing on.
Empty shelves, it's empty shelves in the city. See them bare here and there. Shortages are sure not pretty. It's alright, please don't fight. If you get hurt, it would be a pity. Empty shelves, save yourselves. We gotta get out of this city. The shelves are empty. We've got no lights. The people are hungry, and they're starting to fight. I think I heard gunshots in aisle 5. Go check and see if they're still alive. Check their pockets for wallets and cash, and grab some snack chips and exit fast. If you spot someone with extra stash, we'll take their stuff and dash. Empty shelves, it's empty shelves in the city. See them bare here and there. Shortages are sure not pretty. It's alright, please don't fight. If you get hurt, it would be a pity. Empty shelves, save yourselves. We gotta get out of this city. The power grid failed 2 weeks ago. Now the B-side of people is starting to show. I wish I had stockpiled some extra supplies. I don't wanna be a hoarder, but I'd love to be alive. We're lucky that I found this fully loaded, and I might have to ventilate someone who's trying to rob us blind. If you see someone coming, be cool, don't make a scene. Keep them busy while I empty my magazine. Empty shelves, it's empty shelves in the city. See them bare here and there. Shortages are sure not pretty. It's alright, please don't fight. If you get hurt, it would be a pity. Empty shelves, save yourselves. We gotta get out of this city. Empty shelves, it's empty shelves in the city. Don't be scared, we're well prepared. Strapped and sitting pretty. Empty shelves, let's see what else is gonna be problematic. 50 rounds, I say it sounds like a semi-automatic. Empty shelves, get out of this city. Empty shelves, not gonna be pretty.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth to know love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There is a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, you make a better day, just tune in. Well, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares.
and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us, by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all, but if you just believe, there's no way we can fall. Well, let's realize, oh, that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. So that FOMO that you feel, that negative emotion that you feel, that sadness that you feel, that inability to sleep, that anxiousness, that nervousness, that should have you in the gym training harder than you've ever trained.
Fire in the district years ago. By the way, if you notice you fly over in the helicopter, those places with roofs, they didn't move. It's the right material. Yeah. So we gotta change that. Anyway. We're gonna cut some trees. We'll let people up and go.
Laser technology was used to build the sophisticated buildings we see from the past. There is no way these buildings were carved from a hammer and chisel, nor was this built without the assistance of electrical advanced machines. The detail in these stone-carved buildings reflect how advanced the human mind was in these periods of time. These buildings you see are thousands of years old. What we've been told as history does not match with what we see. Well, that's because history is his story.
People have gone on a 40-day fast and cured their cancer. The body was never designed to eat 3 meals a day every day. We were hunter-gatherers. We would find food, we'd eat it, we'd go without food till we found more. But we eat food all the time. And so you need to give the digestive system a rest. It's very, very active. You're putting a lot of wear and tear on the digestive system. You need to allow it to rest and repair. I recommend fasting on a regular basis. I do it 1 day a week and then 7 to 10 days once a year.
This is one of the biggest myths. Actually, it's a lie. You can get sufficient amounts of vitamin D from the sun during the winter. First of all, this is absolutely not true. Secondly, the truth is you're not going to get any vitamin D if you live in any part of the northern latitudes. This is because of the angle of where the sun is. It's just not overhead, so it's not going to give you vitamin D. In the summer, it's a lot easier to get vitamin D, but you're going to have to expose more of your skin to the sun for at least 15 to 20 minutes every single day.
You fall in love with character. And if you fall in love with character, it gets more beautiful with age.
If you fall in love with the beautiful body and the big muscles, well, I've got some sad news. Grey hair and wrinkles come. But the character is what lasts.
Let me show you what I mean. Doritos, Cheez-Its, Captain Crunch, gummy bears. Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons, including a harmful yellow dye called tartrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for blast furnaces. It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings. A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads. But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD, hormone disruption, gene damage, anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries. Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine is heavily restricted in other countries. In some countries, foods with tartrazine have a warning label that it may cause ADHD in children. Today, it's made from petroleum, not coal tar. Either way, it's crazy to add this to your kids' favorite foods. It doesn't even change the flavor. This yellow dye isn't just in junk food. It's in the foods that we consider healthy. It's in everyday kid snacks like popcorn, mac and cheese, fruit snacks. It's in sports drinks like Gatorade and so-called vitamin water. It's even added to chicken broth, to corn, to pickles, to mustard, and to yogurt. And so, of course, our kids get sick.
Einstein said that gravity is nothing but the byproduct of curved space. So, why am I sitting in this chair? A normal person would say, I'm sitting in this chair because gravity pulls me to the ground. But Einstein said, no. There's no such thing as gravitational pull. The Earth has curved the space over my head and around my body. So space is pushing me into my chair.
So you're saying the man who translated the Bible beheaded his own mother?
Oh yeah. King James I, the man behind the King James Bible, had his mother Mary, Queen of Scots, locked up and then executed, allegedly. He worked with his aunt, Queen Elizabeth.
The benefits of drinking clove water at night. Let's talk about this. Cloves at one time were worth more than gold. This is what they look like. You can see it in this little jar right here. They're these little tiny structures. A lot of people might have had these in like ham, and they're sold as a spice, and you have them already. You just need to know how to use them and what they're good for. They were so valuable, they were exchanging them with gold. Amazing. They've been used in China for over 2,000 years for certain medicines. They were also used in the Black Plague. When you might have seen pictures of those people with those long masks, and they'd be basically burning certain herbs, and they would breathe in the vapors. Well, one of the spices they used was clove because of its antiviral and antibacterial properties. Also, in early dentistry, before they had certain medications that numbed the tooth problem, they use clove oil. I mean, in fact, even with minor surgeries, they use clove oil because of its analgesic effect. Very similar to the synthetic lidocaine that certain dentists use. So it's a topical, and you can put it externally on your skin. You can also put it on your gums. You can put it directly on the tooth if there's a cavity and the nerve is exposed. It will help numb that nerve. Now, the cool thing about this is there's virtually no side effects. It has antibacterial, antifungal, anti-candida, antiviral properties. In addition to numbing the tooth or numbing pain, it can also go after the microbes that are growing there, whether it's a fungal, candida, bacteria, or even virus. And where I found this information was in certain patents on using the oil of clove for various things, helping increase the bile flow as well as increasing digestive enzymes. They patented a mouthwash, toothpaste, as well as a gingivitis treatment. So it works on everything oral. And then I started looking at medications and what medications that they can, compared to in a similar effectiveness or even work better. So in this first study, they compared clove oil to something called benzocaine, which is a pain reliever that dentists use to numb the teeth. And this was in the Journal of Dentistry. They found that this oil from clove worked faster, it was longer lasting, and more effective for toothaches as well as tooth infections because it also had this antimicrobial effect as well. In another study, they compared eugenol to hydrocortisone, and they found the effectiveness was equal or greater in reducing swelling and redness of the skin. And this study was in one of the inflammatory research journals. The next study I looked at was on fungal infections like toenail fungus, athlete's foot, and they compared tea tree oil to clove oil. And clove oil killed candida and fungus faster. Then there was a comparison between clove oil and lidocaine. And in that study, clove oil had longer lasting effects for numbing. And that was in the Journal of Pain Research. So now let's get into how you can use this, because you already have this in your pantry. You just need to know how to use it and what conditions you can use this on. And I'm going to give you a couple different recipes that you can make this in a salve and liquid that you can drink before bed. But let's first talk about the conditions that it's good for. Now, of course, I already mentioned it's great for anything with teeth pain or biofilms like plaquing, things like that. And of course, you can even just take one of these cloves and then just suck on it, or you can just take the oil from it and with a little cotton swab and dab it on the tooth and the gum around the tooth. But if you have a cavity, you want to actually put it right into that cavity directly. Another application is for muscle pain, okay, as well as joint pain. You're going to basically just take a couple drops, put it in a little olive oil or coconut oil, and rub it into the muscle or joint. You can also mix a couple drops in Epsom salts and water, all dissolved nicely, and rub that into the muscle as well. Because the Epsom salts is the magnesium that can also help the muscles. Some people use it as a lip balm, and you can put this on like a cold sore, which is herpes simplex. You'd have to mix a couple drops with either beeswax or coconut oil and just rub it into the lip. Remember, it's antiviral as well, and herpes simplex is a virus. With the mosquito repellent, you would put a couple drops in a little spray bottle, and you would spray that on your body. I actually use this on my cattle in the summer with all of these flies, not mosquitoes, and it works like a charm. But it's non-toxic. All right, now the following things I'm going to talk about are using clove water, which I'll explain how to prepare that. And I would drink this before bed. It seems to work really good because they help relax you and they can help you drift off into wonderful sleep as well. So might as well take it before you go to bed. It's not a necessity, but it can definitely help. So the first thing it does is it helps to detoxify the liver. So it's going to stimulate some of the enzymes to help break things down in the liver. It's going to help you with digestion. So if you have bloating, indigestion, gas, consume some of this clove water. Maybe you do this after a meal when you're bloating, and it can help reduce the bloating. Another very potent effect of this clove water is to use it for respiratory problems like bronchitis, mucus in the lungs, a cold, a cough, asthma. You can consider it as like a natural antibiotic, but without the side effects. Some people also use it for cognitive improvements, to improve the memory, concentration, the focus. But this clove water also works with heart stuff, so it can actually support a healthy heart as well, especially when you get into blood circulation. Anything related to circulation, clove water is awesome. It also has immune properties, so it can help support a healthy immune system because it's antimicrobial. Some people even use it as a mouthwash to help freshen their breath. And I've already talked about the great benefits for biofilms and breaking down plaque. And then, of course, the last one, which I kind of already mentioned, was using this as a sleep aid because it's a natural sedative without the negative effects. It does not have side effects like sleeping medication does. And there's also some tryptophan in there that will actually increase serotonin and help you increase melatonin. So how do you make clove water? What you do is you take about 4 or 5 of these little cloves, okay? Put them in a cup of water and bring it to a boil and then take it off boiling so it's simmering for 5 minutes. Now, make sure that you cover it while it's simmering because you don't want to have all these vapors escape. A lot of the remedy is in the vapors that are coming off this thing that are supposed to go back into the water. After 5 minutes, let it cool for 1 hour. What I like to do is put it back in the fridge. And then what you want to do is consume it 30 minutes before you go to bed. Now, if you're using for children, it might be a little bitter. So you might want to add a little bit of honey to it, maybe a half a teaspoon, dissolve raw honey into it, and then have them drink it. It's actually pretty delicious with honey, or I think it's good without it. If you want to make this into a cream, just put a couple drops into some coconut oil or olive oil and use that. And also if you have like some type of wound that you want to increase the healing, I would use aloe, put a couple drops of aloe and put that over the wound so you can speed up healing, and it can also act as an antiseptic.
If you walk into a room and there's 10 people and you circulate and gradually you have a conversation with different people, you begin to realize that you'd rather keep having a conversation with certain people and you don't want to converse with other people. How do you know that? Well, because your body gives off energy out to 4, 5, 6 feet. And when you come into the energy field of another person who is not vibrating sort of at your frequency, your body will pick that up. We're energy beings. We generate energy, and we're antennas. We pick up energy. So when we talk to somebody, we also feel that he's a nice person. I get good feelings about him. And other people, you get the feeling that they're slicksters. They're very good at talking, but there's something not right. So that's an intuition, that's a hint. They may be BSers, but what they forget is that a lot of people can pick up their negative energy. They're not truthful with you, and they have the words and they have the vocabulary and they're smooth at it, but something inside you tells you they're too smooth. We are instruments. We can pick up other people's energies, whether it's good or irritable or angry or whatever. We are fine-tuned.
Look! This girl is placing something in her field that looks just like dynamite and even explodes like it, but it's not. Instead, it's one of the most brilliant inventions by scientists to protect homes, farms, and forests from spreading fires. This special device activates upon contact with fire, releasing a fire-retardant powder that spreads instantly. The explosion forms a protective barrier, stopping the flames from advancing and safeguarding the land from destruction.
This is Whistleblower Army Major Robert Dean. Listen as he reveals astounding information on a gigantic craft in the rings of Saturn. This is his direct testimony. This is in the A ring, and the statistics on this will blow your mind. This object here is an artificially constructed electromagnetic vehicle. Dr. Norman Berggren, famous NASA whistleblower, says NASA called it an electromagnetic vehicle. This thing is 2,000 miles long, over 450 miles in diameter. And here is another self-luminous artificial object about the size of our moon that apparently moves here, there, and everywhere, wherever it'll go, obviously under intelligent control. But consider this thing, consider the civilization, that technology, the culture, that can not only build something like that, put it in space, move it here and there, wherever they will, for whatever purpose. Norman says he thought they were making the rings, which is why he titled his book The Ringmakers.
Look, once purified, molten gold or silver is poured into a preheated mold. The craftsman carefully tilts the mold back and forth, shaping what resembles a bow and stern. This is a boat-shaped saisi, or yuan bao, a form of currency used in imperial China. The ingots cool naturally before being removed from the mold. While still soft, some are stamped with official seals, weight markings, or merchant inscriptions. Once solidified, any excess material is trimmed for a clean finish. Used for trade, tax payments, and savings, saisi played a vital role in China's economy for centuries. Each mark on an ingot tells a story of wealth, craftsmanship, and history. Today, imitation gold saisis symbolize prosperity in Chinese culture. They are often displayed during Chinese New Year, representing good fortune for the year ahead.
If you ate eggs every single day for 14 days, this is what would happen. You would have more brain power because there's a very unique thing in eggs called choline that helps prevent a fatty liver. The other thing that eggs have is cholesterol. Cholesterol is the raw material to make all your sex hormones, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and your stress hormones like cortisol. Eggs actually increase the good cholesterol. Eggs have two very unique antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. They block blue light from going into the eyes, so they're very protective against things like macular degeneration. And lastly, eggs are high in sulfur. Sulfur will help build up your hair so it's nice and shiny and strong.
Sometimes the most moral thing you can do is put a bullet in someone's head. Is it moral to do the right thing by a criminal if that criminal then murders 10 more people afterwards? Does that make you a good person?
Here's the creepiest thing about the human mind. If you tell yourself the words, I am sick, even if you're not sick, your body will slowly but surely become sick. This is your subconscious mind. Think of your subconscious mind as a sponge. It literally soaks up anything, and it does not know the difference between right and wrong. That means that every single thing that you see around you on TV, on advertisements, is absorbed in 95% of your brain. If you tell your subconscious, I am rich, over and over and over, your brain will look for opportunities in order to become rich. The more that you think positive affirmations, this quite literally attracts in more of the positive things. What you focus on is what you attract into your life.
And that's Congress. And they're sitting around like they did after they won the Tea Party. They're going to be responsible for losing this whole thing. They've got to move.
What do you say about the investigations, the deep state, everything we know about Brennan? Okay, talk about that. We only got a couple of minutes. Our audience, the one thing they are furious about is...
I'm pissed.
And Pam and Cash are as good as you get. What's the problem? Your audience the same way, they're steamed?
Oh, yeah. You know, you can do an awful lot of stuff, but until you start putting bad guys in jail, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
And you know a sense of urgency. It's not like we have this forever.
No.
I mean, if Hakeem Jeffries wins in 18 months, which is not outside the possibility to raise $2 billion.
We're done.
They're going to impeach Trump right
We're done. So where is the DOJ? Okay, I know Cash quite well. I believe Cash. I don't know Pam. Okay, that I'm not throwing dispersions on her, but something's not right. Why aren't you unleashing? Is it the deep state has them by the throat? What is it? But it's got to be solved. You have no...
Is that a message that you think I don't want to get into your private conversation with the president, but is that something you would highlight? That?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think there needs to be a sense of urgency about this?
What does any of it mean?
Why is Congress taking so much time off right now? Traditional 2 weeks of vacations or 2 weeks back to consider where they don't have town halls?
I don't know. I mean, it is...
Because collectively they're good people, but as a body...
They're horrible.
They're horrible.
Absolutely horrible. I honestly, Steve, I can't tell you. I am at a loss for DOJ, and I'm at a loss for Congress. And I'm at a loss on Donald Trump, man. Why aren't you using the bully pulpit to go after your own here? Eat them. Eat them. Tell them, oh, we're watching you. The whole country is watching you. Get to work. Do these things now. Have you seen the clock on the wall and the numbers spinning?
We're burning daylight.
Burning daylight.
Okay, we got to...
I don't know anybody in my world who wants to go to the hospital. I know a lot of people who have resolved, I'm never going to the hospital. What do you think of that attitude?
I've been in the hospital 7 times. And one of them, I was really sick. I mean, I had pneumonia and sepsis, and I'm very grateful to the people who helped me. And this is from the flu, and I had gotten a flu shot, by the way. But now, like you said, everybody is terrified to go to the hospital. Current administration, if they don't do anything, that's a big problem because the trust has just been destroyed.
Do you see that with your patients?
Oh, yeah. That's the most common question I get is where should I go if I need to go to the hospital? And I don't have a great answer for them. The biggest thing people can do is keep themselves healthy. Manage your diet, manage your stress, get enough sleep, exercise, get enough sun, and just stay out of the hospital.
Intermittent fasting level, once we get to that first ledge of 13 hours, metabolically things are changing. And so now you're there, you're experiencing this. Okay, what else do you want to experience? 17 hours, we stimulate autophagy. The cells start to repair themselves and old aging cells you get rid of. 24 hours, your whole gut resets and you get intestinal stem cells that come in and repair the whole inner lining of the gut. 36 hours, your body goes and finds that stubborn fat specifically around the belly and it starts to burn that for energy. 48 hours with no food coming in. Now all of a sudden you're getting new dopamine receptor sites. Okay, why are you getting that? Because your brain has got to get motivated to go find food. So you reboot the whole dopamine system and then 72 hours, the whole immune system reboots itself and recycles itself. That's without a drug. That's without a supplement. That's why I'm like, we have to get this out to the world. This is our door out of chronic disease.
experts. This is what's happening in the UK right now. I received a letter about not having a TV licence in the UK. I ignored that letter. This is a follow-up letter. In bold writing, will you be in on the 17th of April? I don't know. Will I? Do I need to be? As there's no record of a TV licence at your address, you should expect a visit from an enforcement officer.
They're normalising in the UK authoritarian measures in every area of your life. It's normal to arrest people for stuff they say on the internet. It's normal that we can just come into your house and see what you're watching on the television. It's normal that we spy on your communications, that we arrest you for confiscating a kid's iPad. These are real examples I'm using, by the way. They're normalising fear. They're normalising authoritarianism.
Sir. Oh... Oh, don't enforce me. Doesn't sound very enforcing. Will you be in on the 17th of April? It may be on the 17th of April or another day you could be prosecuted. This is real, this is real. They're trying to scare us, but it's not working in the UK. And if no one answers, they can come back. Ah! What if they come back? To stop this happening, buy a TV licence now.
The TV licence thing didn't work. Why don't we go and talk to everyone that he's ever known? He must have done something wrong at some point, and even if he didn't, could you persuade people that he did do something wrong? I bet we bloody well could.
Have you ever noticed the striking similarities between ancient Egyptian structures and modern-day circuit boards? It's a fascinating connection that begs the question, did the Egyptians have an advanced understanding of technology and engineering? Consider the layout of the Great Pyramid of Giza, with its intricate system of chambers and passages. It's almost as if it was designed to channel and direct energy, much like a circuit board directs electrical currents. And the hieroglyphs found throughout Egyptian structures often feature intricate patterns and interconnected lines, much like the intricate pathways on a circuit board. Some researchers even suggest that the ancient Egyptians may have used a form of electricity to power their civilization. Evidence of copper wiring and electroplating have been found in ancient artifacts, suggesting that they had a knowledge of electrical currents that was far ahead of its time.
I'm going to go back to Colorado, 1909. Dr. Clark, well-known physician, talks about how vaccinations are the cause of cancer. I have never seen a case of cancer in an unvaccinated person. Interesting. Then we're going to go back to 1887. St. Xavier's Cancer Hospital recently says that vaccinations are causing cancer. Interesting. Let's go back even farther. 1885, vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. There's money in it. Money in the side effects. Look at that picture. People knew. Now we're going to go back farther. Year 1880, smallpox, misinformation. Remember that word from the pandemic if you didn't take the experimental jabs? So then I went back to 1799. Dr. Jenner, remember him sticking people with the smallpox vaccine? Look at this, went through the roof, and then all of a sudden people started dying because of that jab.
You kill baby! You kill baby! You kill baby! You kill baby! You are a racist! No, you are a war criminal! You are a war criminal! You are a war criminal who spews hatred! You are disgusting! And you destroy my religion! You destroy my religion! You be in The Hague, you are a racist, you're a criminal, and you're hurting my religion!
religion. My religion as a Jew. You are creating the anti-Semitism. I never supported 9/11. You support genocide. You're destroying Judaism with your hate. Baby killer, extremist, racist, ethnic cleanser, genocide. Get out of our house. We don't want you here. And you're destroying my religion. You're creating anti-Semitism. Shame on you.
According to VAERS, there have been 38,000 deaths from these COVID shots. So under normal circumstances, the FDA would have pulled it. But instead, they've doubled down. They've put the shots on the childhood vaccine schedule. All babies are expected to get 3 COVID shots by the time they're 9 months old. The shots are still under EUA status for this age group. So under 12, they're not even fully approved by the FDA, and yet they're on the vaccine schedule. And according to the CDC, 9 million American children have gotten the latest version of these COVID shots.
Actually?
Yes. Yes.
Still?
Yes. 9 million. 12%. The concern I have with these kids, so we know myocarditis.
Wait, this is going on right now?
Yes.
I think we voted against this.
Yeah.
Correct?
I don't know.
We were very diplomatic. But I'm just stunned to learn that that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Could this be shut down?
It should have been shut down a long time ago. And, you know, what's the
9 million babies have had COVID shots?
Yeah, well, children. Minors.
Okay, this is coming directly from the IMF, right? This is 22nd of April 2025. The global economy enters a new era. It says the global economic system under which most countries have operated for the last 80 years is being reset, ushering the world into a new era. Existing rules are challenged while new ones are yet to emerge. Since late January, a flurry of tariff announcements by the United States, which started with Canada, China, Mexico and critical sectors, culminated with near universal levies on April the 2nd. The US effective tariff rates surged past levels reached during the Great Depression, which counter responses from major trade partners significantly pushed up the global rate.
Hey, let's get some ice cream.
How about this one? Pistachio, almond, fruit fudge, butterscotch delight.
Ingredients: zinc trisodium aspartate, sorbitol and bisulfate, oxide beta-carotene, lactic acid carabine. Grade A milk emulsified, maltodextrin alkylide, silicon dioxide, lots of sugar. Hey, all right. Calcified synthetic salt, artificial barley malt, glycerin and aspartate, folic acid.
That tastes great.
Monosodium glutamate, dehydrated calciumate, soybean oil, butter, fat, caramel sensor.
I'll eat that.
Hooray for sugar, cause we love it. Chocolate chips, we want more of it. Cakes and ice cream, want to shove it down our throats real fast. Here's a candy bar, you tried it?
Hey, let's all see what's inside it.
Gelatinized triglycerin, phosphate, soybean lecithin, deoxylite, trisilicon, dipped in chocolate.
Bring it on!
Citrus enzymes, BHT, powdered milk.
Sounds good to me.
Baking soda, carob gum, carbohydrates.
Yummy, yum.
Monosodium glutamate, zinc disodium alginate, whole grain flour, yeast and fat.
Time to eat it. I'll do that.
We like sweets a lot, so give us all you got, and we'll stuff them in our bodies till they make our insides rot.
Larry Silverstein is a great guy. He's a good guy. He's a friend of mine, but he didn't want to.
We learned that at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Building 7, a 42-story glass and steel structure located across the street from the World Trade Center, collapsed. It was not hit by any planes at all. It appeared to have suffered only minor damage, but nevertheless it simply fell down in what is clearly and classically a controlled demolition. But you ain't heard nothing yet. Larry Silverstein, the leaseholder of the World Trade Center, accidentally told PBS that he had the building demolished.
I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, you know, we've had such terrible loss of life. maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Outrageous. Simply outrageous. It takes months of preparation and planning to do a controlled demolition like this one. They had to have put these charges in place before September 11th. Larry Silverstein was kind enough to tell us that they demolished this building on September 11th.
And they made that decision to pull.
Well, I'm in Spain, and I've stopped on the motorway because I've seen something remarkable. These windmills, as far as the eye can see, as far as you can see, hundreds of them are doing absolutely nothing. They're not turning, they're not generating anything. I don't understand any of this anymore. None of it makes business sense or common sense. This is utterly insane what we're doing to the planet, and look how ugly they are. This beautiful landscape, these things are doing nothing. Well, call me old-fashioned, call me a conspiracy theorist, but this ain't right. This ain't right at all. Another Ponzi scheme.
Thank you very much.
Diane Rodham Clinton.
That's my name. That's right.
War criminal. The people of Libya, the people of Iraq, the people of Syria, the people of Yemen, the people of Palestine, as well as the people of America will never forget.
Where cows are destroying the planet, guys. Look at these cows destroying the planet. As you can see, they're clearly destroying the land. These vicious animals are destroying this field of grass. And you can almost see all of the methane that they're farting. I mean, where I'm standing is so much hotter than everywhere else because of this microclimate change, because of these cows. They're destroying the planet. We need to eat plant-based. Obviously, I'm joking, guys. Look at these cows. They're just regenerating the land, peeing and pooping. Look at how green this grass is and how healthy this field is as the cows are doing what they're doing. And we know that the methane that they burp is just part of the carbon cycle. It has no significant impact on climate change, guys. No significant impact on actual carbon emissions for humans on the planet. These guys are incredible. They regenerate the land. They're part of the cycle of life and death, and they provide the best food possible for humans.
But somehow we think it's okay for a redhead to take pills full of turmeric, and that won't work. You'll be in depression quickly as you can. You sprinkle the spice, you cook the food, you make the recipe to nutrify all of the biosystems. And we don't have that at all. And in fact, it's just not food. We just can't call it food. I mean, it's not food. It's not nutrients. That's why I finally got through my thick head that people don't understand the reasons why I endorse powders like Cardio Miracle and ProImmune is because they're the building blocks that are clean, that are 58 different plants, not isolated, but powdered into a fine line that can take advantage of synergies and nutrify every cell in the body. And I like to say nutrient sensing, and I think the word is hormesis.
So the emperor has no clothes. And who is the emperor here? Well, it is none other than the mainstream media. And these are guys who are doing their best to try to hurl javelins at Trump. They're doing it in small ways and in big. And they are trying ultimately to do what they always do, which is to create a false picture. They do it, as I say, even in the littlest things. There's an article in Fortune magazine. Now, this is an article about Trump going to the Pope's funeral. Something innocuous enough. There's Trump. He's, in the crowd. But the article is, look at Trump. He is violating etiquette. He is insulting the Pope. He is showing that he doesn't know the art of diplomacy. And why? Because Trump is wearing a blue suit. And so Fortune has this closely cropped picture, and you have Trump, he's in a blue suit, and there are like 4 or 5 guys around him who are wearing black or gray suits. All right. Well, under normal circumstances, if this had happened, some years ago, Republicans would go, well, this is a little troubling. The guy needs to have a better advice about how he should dress. Except we are in the age of social media. We're in the age of the X platform. And so what happens is people go and grab wider angled photos. I have one right in front of me. And when you look at it, you've got about 30 guys in blue suits. So sure, the majority is probably gray and black suits, but you got a lot of people. In fact, it took me a little while to find Trump because there were so many blue suits. This is just an example of when people will lie to you at this level, you know how they can't be trusted at all.
Your brain fools you into telling your plans to others, so you don't actually have to achieve them. Sound weird? Believe it or not, your brain doesn't care about your success. It's wired to keep you alive and save energy. When you tell someone your plans, your brain releases the same chemicals as when you have already achieved them. Your brain can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. This makes you feel like the job is done, and you subconsciously lose the motivation to finish it without even realizing it. And this is how you get fooled, wondering why you can't achieve anything in life.
This is how I lost my license. Too bad, too bad.
Freemasons are satanic according to Christians, yet King James, who commissioned the Bible, was a Freemason. He even wrote a book on demonology, what Christians call witchcraft. So they're believing a book which was written by a Freemason. We live in a scripted reality. The Bible has been altered to match the events playing out today, making it seem like a divine prophecy when it's actually a long-term plan. Revelation, it's not unfolding naturally, it was scripted by those in power. They've been following the plan for generations. So the question is, are you following the script or seeing through the illusion?
Methylene blue is originally used, I believe, as an antimicrobial to kill germs. Also used to dye clothes. Textile mills were using it to, for denim blue jeans. It was a clothing dye. But a lot of research has been done in the biomedical field with methylene blue. It's there's been a resurgence in this. There's a researcher at the University of Texas at Austin who has done really his life's work has been methylene blue with neurodegenerative disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, just dementia in general. So he's produced a lot of research that shows, and again, whether you're talking Alzheimer's, cancer, autoimmune, all these chronic diseases, it's a loss of cellular energy. So methylene blue acts on the mitochondria in a very beneficial way, in a different way than red light therapy does. But the end result is you're going to increase ATP production with methylene blue.
Watch AI separate each instrument from Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. The voice, the bass, the chords, the drums, the instrumental. You like a song for a video but not the voice? Done. You're a musician and need separate tracks for your song? Done. You want to play with AI and see how crazy it is? Well, just head over to vocalremover.org. It's free. Let's go.
Maturing is realizing that you don't want to be around drama, stress, or conflict anymore. You start choosing calm over chaos, distance over disrespect, and you start prioritizing peace, your mental health, and happiness over everything.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?